Could find all the real zeros of the polynomial 2x to the fourth minus 7x cubed plus 14x squared minus 15x plus 6. So first thing we might do is list out what the possible rational zeros are. So we'll begin by trying to find those, and then any complex zeros that might appear we'll find using the quadratic formula after we've reduced the problem down to maybe a degree 2. We'll see if we can factor out some real zeros first. The rational zeros theorem says the possible rational zeros would be positive or negative factors of the constant term, 1, 2, 3, or 6. And then here, since the leading coefficient is other than 1, we have also any of those four with a denominator that could be any factor of 2. So 1 or 2, that gives us these additional possibilities. So 1 over 2, 2 over 2, 3 over 2, 6 over 2. And then from this initial list, we can see there is some redundancy there because 2 over 2 is just equal to 1, and we already had that on the list. 6 over 2 is just equal to 3, and we already had that on the list. So there are 12 possible zeros. So we could have to do as many as 12 synthetic divisions before we found a rational zero or determined that there were none. And so instead of going randomly, what we'd like to do is take a look at the graph using a calculator. And if we graph it on our calculator, we should see a picture showing something like this. I just graphed it on my calculator a moment ago, and it looks like there is a 0 at x equals 1. And we might guess that it's in fact a multiplicity to 0 because the graph makes it appear as if it bounces off the x-axis there. So using the graph from our calculator to narrow down our list, we'll do a synthetic division trying first for x equals 1 to confirm whether that's true or not. And so we bring down the 2 and we multiply to get 2. We add to get minus 5 and multiply to get minus 5. We add to get 9, multiply, we get 9 again. And we get minus 6, multiply for minus 6. We add and get a remainder of 0. And so now we have found that x equals 1 is a factor. Excuse me, that x equals 1 is a 0, and that x minus 1 is a factor. And we're left with 2x cubed minus 5x squared plus 9x minus 6. Now again, from our first look at the graph, we thought that x minus 1 might be a repeated 0, a multiplicity 2, so we'll do a synthetic division again and see if we can show that that's also a 0 of 2x cubed minus 5x squared plus 9x minus 6. So we multiply and add, multiply and add, multiply and add, and it is. So we have a second factor of x minus 1. And what's left is 2x squared minus 3x plus 6. And now from here we can try to factor, or we can go to the quadratic formula. And we'll do that next. And when we do, we'll find out that there are no other real zeros, and that this here is the complete factorization over the real numbers.